as I mentioned, the validation code I showed you, which you have to kind of customize that yourself, but you can use some of that code I gave you and try to go from there to get you started. But what another way of approaching the problem is the way they've done it also here in the products dimension. So if I go to products, subcategory, category, and product, right? So subcategory, these are all related, right? So they have foreign keys set up between dim product and the subcategory, which it relates to, and category product category. I'm sorry. Dim product relates to product subcategory through the product subcategory key, which relates back over to here, right? So, and this, sorry, and into their primary key, which is a product category key. The product subcategory relates to the product category through the foreign key called dim product category. So as you see in your columns here, you're going to have a product category key, and this relates up to the other table. So this is good. What this means is you can't shoot yourself in the foot so much like you did it with the geography dimension. Okay, and what Kimball would call this is more like a snowflake. Okay, and I'm not a big fan of snowflakes, but this is pretty good because it keeps you from running into some of those hierarchy problems, because this checks the data, validates the data as you put it in. Okay, but it's not easy to give this to a user in an Excel spreadsheet and have them figure and fill it out. So that's the other side of this. So if I go into product, right, and I have product, let's just go into product for a minute. Okay, so as you can see, I have I didn't just go from dim product. I joined it to the subcategory, and I joined it to the product category and took their descriptions, and that's what you see in the grid below. All right, so we got the English category name, English subcategory name, English product name, all right? And as you see, this is going to align right with this particular product categories when we go into there. So as you see, we have our accessories, we have all our subcategories here, and then we have our product names there, right? And these are accessories, bikes, clothing, and components are our categories. And you go below that, these are subcategories, and here's our products, right? Okay, the difference between this and the other dimension, which the geography dimension, is that these have a relationship built in as a foreign key relationship to ensure data referential integrity. Okay, so what that means, if I went and I took men's sports shorts, if I wanted to change those to bicycles, right? When I changed it to road bikes, yeah, it would show up under here and it would work. Okay, it's not going to drive that error because the integrity will still be there. Okay, so I could change one of these. Let's go ahead and find one of these. So we're going to go over here and I'm going to change it. So yes, it might be logically incorrect, but as far as referential integrity, it's not going to stop your cube. Your users might come back and say, why are my men's shorts underneath bicycles? But it's not going to stop your cube build. Not like the other, because the referential integrity isn't built in. So if I come in here and I say, let's just take the first one, bike racks, right? So here's a bike rack, English product name, and I'm going to change it from bike racks. So let's go see what that says for bike racks. Right now it's bike racks under accessories, right? So if I go to accessories, I go to bike racks, I see the hitch rack for bike, right? Hitch rack for bike. Now I'm going to move that guy. So I'm going to move it by locating its product key, and I'm going to change this product subcategory. Okay. Because I can't go to that product key and change this product category key, because that isn't inside the product dimension. It's not inside the product table. I only have, I can only get to this key. Okay, so what I'm going to do is move this accessory, a bike, a hitch rack for bike, and I'm going to move it to a clothing, which is totally not appropriate for it, right? But what I'm trying to show is that because of referential integrity, as long as I change it to the subcategory key, I really can't make a mistake. It's going to go somewhere. So because all I can enter into the product table is a subcategory key, I can't skip over and add a category key. The subcategory key, whatever I add in there, will be picked up by the category key. So it can't make the kind of error we had before. So I know the product key is 483. We're going to change it to something in clothing. Let's call it 19. That's the subcategory key. And that should go ahead and then put that into the clothing area. So now I'm going to go and look for it. And there it is. So now we've changed it in one swoop with no problem. We know the referential integrity is there because of the foreign key constraints. So when I come back over here to rebuild the product dimension, okay, we see the successful process, which is nice. We don't have to worry so much like when we were kind of freestyling it without any referential integrity built in. So now we'll just go ahead and refresh that connection. Take a look at it. Nothing's under bike racks or bike stands. It's not under, we said it was under clothing, right? So let's see. Okay, here it is. So it's under caps. So it's under clothing, caps, and hitch rack. So if we tried to enter, it doesn't allow us to enter in the category. So we really can't mess up, because if we enter in a subcategory number to the product, well, wherever that's, when we go to the subcategory table, that's going to relate directly to the correct category number. So it's very hard to shoot yourself in the foot with this method, with this option that relates these tables, so that when the user fills it in, they have to fill in 3 different tables. So it's not as simple of a solution for the user's data entry as it is as the other method, which allows them just to use an Excel spreadsheet and a flat table. There's 2 ways you can approach these dimension hierarchies. You can approach them in a much more formal normalization way, where you use declarative referential integrity built into the database, and use maybe separate tables, so that use separate tables with foreign keys and enforce the foreign key constraints, and that will keep you from getting into a lot of hierarchical messes. Or you can go the other route, give your users more ability to change it right in Excel, right? Bring it in from Excel or wherever you do it, where there's really no very good validation, and then do pre-validation with code before you bring it into your dimension, into the cube, so you don't mess up the building of the cube and its dimensions. So you can go either way. They both have their advantages and drawbacks. But I hope this helps you. I know it's lengthy, but it's a heavy area. It's very advanced, and it's very subtle, and it can really cause you a lot of problems. All right, thank you for watching.